Hello, car lovers, driving the 2025 Toyota GR Corolla Premium Automatic 2025. This car is available in a manual. We get the automatic. What to say about this vehicle? Well, it's a very special bird. This vehicle. It's got a very specific mission, and that is the driving experience. I think that's where this car is really focused on. All right, we're gonna start with a general overview.
The GR Corolla competes with performance hatchbacks like the Civic Type R, Volkswagen Golf R, and Hyundai Elantra N. GR stands for Gazoo Racing. The engine is a 1.6 turbocharged 3-cylinder engine. It produces 300 horsepower and 295 pounds of torque. Fuel economy for our automatic tester, 12.1 liters in the city, 8.6 liters on the highway. For 2025, Toyota adds an 8-speed automatic option, which is our tester, alongside the existing 6-speed manual. The automatic variant includes launch control for aggressive starts. Every GR Corolla is equipped with GR4 all-wheel drive, giving Toyota selectable torque splits. For daily driving, the default is 60/40, but when pushing harder, it has a rear bias 30/70 or a bounce 50/50 for maximum traction. There are torsion limited slip differentials in the front and the rear. This is high-level engineering. 0 to 60 is around 4.9 seconds. That's what's expected at this price. The chassis is reinforced with over 300 extra welds and extra adhesives for added stiffness compared to regular Toyotas. The suspension has been fully engineered to reduce inner wheel lift in high-speed corners, and it is not adaptive. It is one of the more stiffer suspensions in the class. Aerodynamics have a mechanical purpose. The front fascia is tweaked for better cooling and airflow, plus hood vents in the performance trims. Drivers will also find features like drive mode selectors, which let you adjust the character of the throttle response, torque distribution, and stability controls. Toyota Canada lists 3 key trims: Core, Premium, Manual Transmission, and Automatic. You should get either the Premium Manual or Automatic. Premium trim includes such things as premium sound and heads-up display. In Canada, our tester goes for $60,000-ish. The driver's cockpit is driver-focused, leather-wrapped steering wheel, red accents, aluminum pedals, optional suede. For safety, the GR Corolla comes with Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, which means adaptive cruise control and lane tracing and keep assist, among other things. No question, this is the spiritual successor of the WRX STI.
The exterior styling is boyish. Nice bulges around the wheels and a nice rocker panel that goes underneath the doors that joins the two. I think those are the key elements. There's like these little vents on the hood. I believe they're heat extractors, and it kind of makes it look sporty. On the inside, it feels just like a Corolla hatchback. The Corolla hatchback, all Corollas with the exception of the Corolla sedan, that is to say the hatchback, the Corolla Cross, have been extremely short on rear seat room and not really that great on comfort. And this tradition continues here. Soft touch, but it's really cheapy feeling, soft touch. The design is very dated. Okay visibility in front, okay visibility on the side. A really big dead zone here, a rear 3/4, and the rear view mirror is okay. So for the category, that is to say hot hatch, that's okay. That's a pretty good visibility. The seats are extremely concave, which means after I think 30, 35, maybe 45 minutes, you're going to be done with these seats. However, they do hold you in place. There is a manual version that is available, and when you're driving manual, you're using your 2 feet. Therefore, you cannot press on the dead pedal to keep you like frictioned back, you know, if you want, which is why you need these crazy bolsters. You do get a heads-up display. You do get a JBL sound system. Those are I think the JBL sound system is a must. If you buy a car this expensive, that's this cheap in terms of just the general appointments, you need to have great sound. You have a decent steering wheel. It looks like the type of steering wheel that comes off something like a GR86. It's very thin, and that's what I have to say about that. You do get the nice driver aids, very clear climate controls, The infotainment is easy enough to use. However, it is kind of a disappointment. I think the 20 to 35-year-old crowd wants the big screen, wants an iPhone-like interface, and this does not deliver. So that's what I have to say about that. Front room, in terms of width, is pretty damn good. I'd say I'm not rubbing elbows with Ross. There's actually quite decent room in front. It's, however, when you get in back, I barely fit behind myself. There's no way I fit behind Ross. And, well, that's just the way it is with Toyota for their smaller models. You have decent enough trunk room. Ross has some of his crap back there. And, of course, the hatchback, hyper convenient. You can bring down the seats and load large stuff from Costco. There's just no problem. So very good so far. The suspension is murder on Montreal roads. It's one of the hardest I've ever been. It's like STI-ish in terms of just that rough, like it seems your suspension is always bottoming out on the hard bumps, and they are legion in this damn city. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I know, like, Christopher, you're like 50. You're 50 years old. What the hell do you know? Well, I was 20, 25. I am a veteran young man. And I know what it's like, and I'm just telling you, check it out on your test drive before you buy it. I know you might be a young 26, 27-year-old who's got their shit together and buying this expensive vehicle. It's $50-something thousand. However, just try it out first. If you can take it, fine, you'll love it. The engine is kind of awesome. They kind of like set it up where when you're leaving first gear, like I'm going to do right now, I'm at a stop sign, and when you accelerate like this, the engine kind of like shakes, and it shakes the mirror. So there's no attempt to de-savage the characteristics of this vehicle. You do have here two kind of like drive modes. One is for the four-wheel drive settings, and depending on the mode, it will assign more or less power to the front wheels or the rear wheels. And in front, you have the drive modes in terms of the electronic adjustments, steering wheel, engine characteristics, and even the AC. And that's it, right? You get the tough suspension no matter what, right? You don't have a choice for that. But so where do all of this apparent inconvenience come together? It comes together on the highway, where when you come to change a lane, it's instantaneous. When you're driving fast, like you feel it's so very direct, the steering. You know, Toyota makes great steering interfaces when they want to. It reminds me of my Scion FRS, which is a spin-off, which is the exact same thing as a GR86. I couldn't get over how good the steering was, and that was like 12 years ago. There's still great steering wheels, very thin steering wheel, digital dash that doesn't have too much color, and it's kind of like a no-frills approach, right? So what does that mean here? Well, the engine feels wild, right? So I'm just gonna show you, like, you take off, and it has a great sound for a three-cylinder engine, for crying out loud. And you feel the power on the highway when you're passing. It goes really fast. However, it is so loud on the highway. So for that touchy feel, that really powerful touchy feel, four-season touchy feel, it feels very close in terms of just savagery to the old Subaru WRX STIs. All right, that's the best comparison I can think of. The Type R is certainly more refined. The Acura Integra Type S is more refined. You feel you're getting more money too from that interior. And once again, there's this tendency to compare with the Golf R, which is classier on the outside, classier on the inside, more refined, more everyday usable, more everything, it seems. On paper, it looks so much better than this vehicle. But of course, where it is not better is just in terms of the rawness of the drive experience. I can tell you right now, it feels so much more alive than something like a Golf R, or I would say possibly even a Civic Type R, in terms of just that. It just feels raw. The engine noise, it just has like this unrefined but snarly approach, which I find charming, and that's the draw. So really, when you're buying this vehicle, you have to be about, well, you want that Toyota reliability, right? Of course, that's what everyone wants from Toyota. You want a very unique look, but also what you want is an extremely raw driving experience in curves when accelerating, and you're not worried about wind noise, road noise, or general refinement. And I think that's pretty much describing this car fairly. So that's the review. By the way, if you like this video, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And if you really like it, well then of course, you should subscribe. And that is it.